Evening, everybody. Oh, you caught me out then. I was still looking for things. Well, now I know that I said that I was going to launch my next frame next week, and then I thought, do you know what? As I said, if you're a Facebook group member of ours, oh, it's so miserable here. I have to say, it did brighten up, but not least for the fact that my daughter came to visit. It did brighten up, but after that, I thought, do you know what? Let's go for it this week, eh? And not only will we go for it, we will show you 2 cards that you can use using the new frames, and there's a free gift as well. So goodness me, aren't we in for a treat this evening? So what we've got, this is where you need to go in order to get said new set of frames. Said new set of frames, as promised a little while ago, are the oval focal frames. You'll also see in the center here they're different, some focal corners, and they are to match with this frame. So they are considerably smaller than the ones that go with the focal corners of the focal frames number 1, which are the square ones. This set of focal frames is to fit on your 5x7 card. As I know that this is really quite a popular size for us over here and in the States as well. So hopefully it will mix and match with all of your ideas. So for your focal frames, oval focal frames, you will get the set of 2. So you've got an outer and an inner. So this is slightly wider here so that this one fits in perfectly. And you will get a random selection of one or other of these 3 corners. So I'm going to show you a couple of cards. So if you haven't seen focal frames, or you haven't seen easy frames before, just let me remind you, they are set up to fit within your card. They are not a 5x7. They do not measure 5 inches by 7 inches. They are meant to fit into a 5x7 card blank. How difficult are they? On a level of 0 to 10, 0. Because all you have to do is worry about what colour card you want to use. And I'm going to make a couple of sort of anniversary cards today. So I'm going to go for a gold and an ivory. So I'm going to take, first of all, my slightly wider frame, and I'm going to take a satin gold piece of card, and I'm going to pop that in the middle, and I'm going to get myself some tape just to keep it in place. One up there, one up there, and then I'm going to run that through my machine. Sorry to throw such a surprise on you, but I think you'll like it. I know I do. So then all we have to think about is what colour we want our middle frame to be. And as I said, in this case, I'm going to put it on a sort of an ivory background. So I'm just going to run that one through. You can see that that one comes out beautifully. Just pull that over whilst I put this one on. So turn it around that way. How many times do we cut through the magnetic piece otherwise? Pop that in. Take our tape off. So you're left with an oval. And then we've got our beautiful oval focal frame. So this is the largest one, as I said. Largest in terms of aperture. And then, removing this one, we've then got, she said bashing it. Shouldn't really bash it, but I was going to poke the holes out, but that's clearly got little holes in there to poke it out. So those are your 2 oval focal frames, as I said, perfectly matched for a 5x7 card blank. And this is simply how they go together. There you are, done, sorted. plenty of time to then play about whilst all the others are cutting it out and measuring it and popping it in a machine and popping it on papers and all sorts of things. But we're already sorted, so that's lovely. We've got a couple of bits and pieces that you will perhaps use at a later time, so not to be thrown away. It's nice to have a cut oval there. And in this case, I'm going to add this to my card front. So I've just turned this piece over and I'm going to put a little bit of glue all the way around and then pop this on. So because it's all made to measure precisely, that will just sit on the top like that. Okay. And then just pop that in like that. And I'm going to turn that over because I am sticking onto mirror card, so it does take a little bit longer for that to actually grab, and I can push harder if I do it from this side. So that's what I want to do. Okay, so that's my easy frames, my oval frame focal frames. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to take myself a 5x7 ivory card blank. Just going to score that, burnish that a little bit more, and that will sit on top of my card like that. Now I'm going to put some foam onto the back of it already, and then I can pop that into position. Okay, so that goes onto there. I'm going to put it on all 4 pieces, and that is that one. Now just take off the backings. And as I said, I thought I'd do a couple of anniversary type cards. Now I know I've done this in gold. I felt in a gold mood today. So that's the colour I'm going for. I was going to go in for pink, and then I decided we need posher than pink. So I'm just going to put that onto my 5x7 card, and then hopefully when I hold that up you can see what I mean by the fact that it isn't a 5x7 die, it fits on a 5x7 card. There's nothing more frustrating for me, which is why I've made them this size, is that I did not want to have a 5x7 frame, because then I have to sit that onto a card and the card blank is the same size. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So the fact that that's all done and dusted, that's all we've got to think about. So what I've done for this one is I've taken the words from Noble Shadowed Sentiment, Always and Forever. Came out a couple of years ago from Sue Wilson and Creative Expressions. I've mounted that onto a rose gold glitter, you can just about see that, with a satin gold for the words, both sets. And I'm going to put some foam onto the back of those. And that's just to sit them up a little bit more. Just pop that onto there and that onto there. I had a brilliant all-day workshop with ladies yesterday, so thank you everyone for coming. So nice to see real people. I know I say real people, and I know you're all real people, but it was lovely. Really good afternoon, and some lovely springtime cards that everybody made. I know there's already some on the Facebook page, so that's really nice. So I'm going to pop that slightly to one side, so that's within my frame. And then the word always sits sort of there. It kind of sits to one side, tucks in there nicely. Now, so as I said, you will get a free corner die, and there are 3 different patterns. This is one of them. This is another one of them. So you can see they're very delicate, and you will get one or other. And in the other card that I'm going to do in a minute is the 3rd option. So these then fit beautifully up into these corners and just add that real little bit more of an elegance to it, I think. So basically, with our frames, if you can use a die cutting machine, whether it be electric or hand, you too can achieve this, because all I've done is cut them out. Haven't done anything more difficult than that. So I'm going to put that up into that corner. Should have put a bit of glue underneath there. Hold on, that's where I was touching it. So that's not clever. Let's just, did I manage to get it then? Yeah, I think so. So we're going to pop one of these. Now you do only get the one die, and therefore you have got to cut it 3 or 4 times depending on, I mean, my second card, I've only used 2 corners. You'll see in a minute. But I think it's just a nice little something, and I thought, why not give it to them for free? They're my best friends. They're my crafting family, and it's so lovely to have you there. Also lovely to see how many people took me up on my challenge on Wednesday evening. So thanks so much for that. It's something that we will do now and again. So basically, we just say to people what the challenge is. It might be like we did this time, do a card with old and new. So something that you've just got with something that you've had for donkey's years. Well, not donkey's years, but a while. We've got some beautiful designs out. So we will throw a few more challenges in the way. And also we're going to do a few more of the card sketches. Do you remember we did some of those where you're just basically given a shape or a choice of shapes and then make a card along those lines? If you don't know what I mean, look up onto the YouTube channel and put in card sketches under the Maximum Craft bit. Or stay tuned very soon for some more. So far looking good. Very, very simple, which is what I like. But we've just got the corners and the words. And then to finish it off, I've used the Pierce Collection Daisy Blossoms from Jamie Rogers, which are one of my all-times. And I've cut them out twice. And I'm just going to put in, so I've cut out the 4, so it's large, medium, small, and very small, we could say, that way around. So I've cut out large, medium, small, and very small. So they are going to go along there in that corner. And then I've also cut some of the leaves, which come with, of course, with the same die set with the daisy blossoms. So I'm just going to put in some of those as well. And I'm going to use, well, I think I'm going to use this. Oh yeah, I was going to say I wasn't going to use it because I couldn't find a spatula earlier, but I've got one, so all is well. Let's take off the bit of glue there. So let us put, first of all, a little bit onto that one there. Then we're going on to the slightly smaller one, going down there, and then finally onto our other one. Well, not finally, because I'm then going to put a few of my little leaves in. So just put a bit of glue back and front because I want to sort of squeeze that in a little bit. And the same with this one, back and front, so that it sticks wherever we've got an opportunity, like that. Another little bit. Beauty of doing it with silicone glue is you can, of course, pick them up. And then I'm just going to pop that one in there. And we're done. So it makes a really, I think, very nice, but then again, I made it, so hopefully you would think your own were very nice. Anniversary maybe, or even wedding day, or just because, really. So let's just pop that in as well. So there we've got our beautiful first card, because I wanted to show you another one. So I've done this one with an landscape orientation. So the card, you'd normally have it like that way, but I thought we'd do it that way as well. So as I said, your beautiful oval focal frames are available over on maximumcrafts.com. You will get your 2 die sets, and you will also get a free corner included. So that's card number 1. So I've already gone a little bit ahead on this one. She says, throwing it all. I've gone with the same ivory, but I've done the same, and the same of my frame here. So I'm going to put my foam on the back of that. So I've cut out exactly the same, a satin gold card for the outer frame, and a cream or ivory for the middle. Okay, so you can see how that goes. And when I say for the outer, of course, that is the outer piece and the inner piece. So it is a double frame. It frames it up and sets it off. So oh, just in that Dawn's here from Canada. Have you still got lots of snow? You've probably already spoken about that. I know what you're all like, speaking about the weather. I was as well, wasn't I, today? I'm going to pop that. Now this time I'm doing my orientation of my card so that it is a portrait card. So the side fold of my card there. I could obviously do this as a top fold, but that's the way that I wanted to do that. And I have also done another version, so exactly the same. I've done the rose gold glitter card behind and the matte or satin gold card on the front of those two. Now, it's nearly fallen down the back, so let me grab hold of it. These are the other set of corners that you may receive. So again, just very, very delicate. And I'm going to put those two on the top. So that will just go onto the top there. And I will just pop that in the corner like that. And then that one. So I've literally just used 2. I'm going to put something a bit different in the middle for this one. So again, choices of yours, but literally with your focal frames, the only thing you have to think about is the coloured card. Because although we can have any size frames, obviously, many of us don't choose the frames. Sorry, many of us make a card as per making it on a 6-inch blank, a 5x7 blank, a 7x7, etc., etc. Not very many of us think, I know, I'll make a card, I don't care what size it is, and then I'll make up a blank card or something to go with it. I think I tend to make them so that they actually fit the card that I've got the blank of, that I can go to the shops and say, I want some 5x7s, and know that my die, I haven't got to think about anymore. That is done. So I've got that. And then, little cheeky, I had, and I'm not quite sure when these came. These dies were cut from the large die of the month from Spellbinders. It was either December or January, so December 23 or January 24. I really can't remember. I can't see a date on it, so I don't know. But it was a big bottle of champagne, and it had 2 champagne glasses. It had a big thick one, or it had these proper little champagne flutes. So I cut 2 of those, and I cut them out of the silk, silk and satin. I cut them out of the silver sheen card. Then I took a piece of primrose, which is like a very light yellowy type of colour. And it's actually 2 dyes, but I think if you look at it, it really looks as if that's got something in it. I think that works really well. I cut 2 of them. And then also I have these 2, which are again, were in the set, 2 little hearts. And I've cut them out of, so I was just looking for, what have I done with that then? What have I done with that? Oh, that is, I couldn't find my pokey tool. I've cut out 2 little hearts and I'm just going to put them inside my glasses. There. Just undo my pokey tool though, that might help considerably. So I'm just going to, just check where I want that to go. Oh, sit up. I think I'm going to have one sort of that side there and then one on the other side there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that side and one on that side, so that one goes over there and one goes over there, because they're going to cross as they go onto here. I'm going to turn them over, find my foam, a little bit of foam to go on the back of my, lots of companies have got the glasses or the tiny little bit to go on there, or the bottles or something like that. All looks very nice for a wedding anniversary. Or of course you could put numbers in the middle, so for the 50th or 25th or whatever it might be. So that type of thing. Now, oh, get off. So that has got my glue on. I'm just wanting to, yeah, so I'm going to stick this one straight down. So just going to put some glue onto that. And I'm going to aim it about down there, I think. I'm not pushing that into position just yet because I might want to turn it a little bit, which I think I do. And then that one over the top. So I'm going to press that down, and then that one slightly over the top with a bit of foam. I'm going to put my word forever down there, and I'm going to put that straight on. I'm not going to put any foam onto the back. So my word forever goes on down the bottom there. I'm going to slot the word always into my aperture here, and then I'm going to kind of push it up to the top a bit, because with my bottles of champagne also comes some little sort of diamond shapes that are the bubbles. So let me just grab them. And I thought we would have a little bit of bubbles going on to sort of break that bit up there. So let's just dot, hold on, that can come in there. So that one there, that one there, that one there, and that one there. So just little dots. You could literally, if you had something like this, but not these little bits of bubbles, you could cut little circles out. I've cut them out of the rose gold glitter so that they sort of go in with that. But there we have then 2 of the quickest cards ever, really. I mean, what are we? 24 minutes and I've done 2 cards, almost from scratch. The only thing I didn't do was cut out these. I had to cut those out and, you know, that's sorted. So lots of things to tell you then. As I said, if you would like these, they are available now over on the maximumcrafts.com website. And they do come as a set of the 2 frames that mix and match together, so you can put them on individually, or I think even better as the duo. They each come with one of the corners, the various corners that there are 3 different that you may get. They are available now. If they sell out, I will reorder, but that will be about 3 weeks before those come back in stock. I have had some new stock of various different things, so do take a look at that, including some beautiful pearl card. I did have some other card, but I took that to the in-person workshop yesterday and they all wanted it. So that's all gone, but the new lot is on its way and will be here later this week as well. 2 things that I wanted to say. For the people that are doing the online workshop with me next Saturday, the 23rd of March, couple more kits to go out for people that joined this weekend, but otherwise everybody else is on their way. And when you get them, it will say that you have 2 pre-cut vases. You have not. It's not a mistake. I haven't forgotten to put it in. It is that as I was doing it, I realized, no, only 1 we needed. I made a mistake. So the mistake is mine in writing that you had 2. You haven't, you've got 1, and that is correct. So that's for them. And also thinking of things in the future. We're not there, I know. We're only in the middle of March, but it will be racing towards April and our next card kit. And for those that are on subscriptions, you usually are told the week before of what it is, and if you would like to opt out of that subscription for the next month, if you have already got the die or don't wish to have it. However, because it's actually that falls on Easter weekend, Sarah's going to be sending out those information and bits and pieces on Good Friday come Saturday instead. So a couple of days earlier, look out for those, just because it is the Easter weekend. I'll still be here though. I'll be here for Easter weekend. So what else did I have to say? I think that's it really. I do hope you've enjoyed the cards. I always say when I make one of my frames up, oh, well, now I like that one best. I wouldn't say that I like this one best, really, because that would be unfair on all the others. But I like the size. I like the elegance. I like doing the corners for you. Actually, Janet mentioned about perhaps we would do some stamps that go on the side. And that is something that we've got in hand, should we say. Let me just look at your questions. Julie would love a 10 by 14.5 size version of this frame too. I have looked into that, Julie. It is possible, which is obviously makes it into the A6 size. I'm just trying to get some prices for that one because I'm not quite sure how many people would use that size. So we will look out for that. Anne Cox, yes, I'm going to send out all the face-to-face details for you. Had to just sort out dates and things and people booking on, but yes, there is room for you, so I was sending that out shortly rather. I've heard from Anne and she's feeling a bit better. I've heard from Carol, the wedding went wonderful. Can't wait to see photographs for that. Should have sent that to them, shouldn't we? Always and forever for the happy couple, for Katie, and I can't remember her husband's now name, so I do apologise for that. But yes, yeah. So thank you so much for joining me today, as always. Now I will be back with a new release by the lovely Julie Hickey's Designs Company on Wednesday. I have them in my hands. Well, not in my hands, but I have them here. So I'll be looking forward to showing you them on Wednesday, which will be the 20th of March. And then I will be back next Sunday, which clearly we won't have this focal frame launch because that was going to be then. But I've got something equally lovely for you, and I look forward to showing you that one. But I thought, do you know what? Miserable day. Let's have something nice. And in my eyes, that's something nice. And I think that you agree. So thank you. Thank you, as always, for your support. It is truly appreciated. Have a great rest of a weekend, and I shall look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.